it's about 8 a.m. Um, it's pretty sunny today. Probably going to be really sunny too all day, which is good. I've been up for a little while, feed my cats. I always get up early. I'm currently drinking this tea, which is called Feel New. I don't know what kind of herb or whatever that Feel New is. It tastes a little bit like licorice and turmeric. It's good. Yeah, so I wanted to start like a little sort of video diary thing now about the dreams that I have, because the dreams that I have are like a big source of inspiration for a lot of the art that I create and stuff. It helps keep a record of things, and I was inspired because I was talking to a friend about dreams. He had a dream about the apocalypse that was really interesting, and it made me think about like a dream I had a really long time ago when I was about 19 about this apocalyptic dream that I had, which has stuck with me for a really long time. I'm not going to talk about that one today, but I might talk about that one another time. But this one, the dream I had last night was actually like, I don't remember much about it, but it was a bit of a recurring dream that I used to have when I was really, really little. I only remember a little bit of it from last night, but I remember that it was a recurring dream that I used to have when I was really small, and I mean really, really young. Like, this was one of the earliest dreams I ever remember having, so it's quite weird that I was having it last night. The dream was always the same when I was little. I was always being pursued through a hedge maze by a guy in like biker leathers and like a black biker helmet, completely emissive, the kind of biker helmet where it's like, it's one way and you can't see through it from the outside. And I just remember as a kid always just being really freaked out by this almost like silhouette figure of this really tall, sort of slender biker figure just following me through this hedge maze that I just couldn't get out of. I remember in the dream that I always like would walk up to this hedge maze from the outside, which would be kind of like a weird like cricket, not cricket ground, like a bowling green kind of thing. That the entrance would always be there at this bowling green, and I'd walk into there like it was just like a game. And then once I was in there, I'd get lost, and this guy would just follow me through there, and it'd become more and more intense as I got lost, and he'd get closer and closer, as dreams do, and it would usually end pretty much as he reached me, that sort of thing. But what was as kind of somewhat banal as that sounds, what was sort of bizarre about it more than anything is that at the point in my life that I used to have this dream, I had never seen a hedge maze in my life. I had no idea what a hedge maze was. I was about 6 when I used to have this dream all the time. I was pretty young, and I was having this dream almost nightly at this point. I used to tell my parents about it, my mum about it, and I didn't know what a hedge maze was. I was 6. I hadn't seen The Shining or anything yet, and I don't remember there being a hedge maze around Birmingham, like Pipe Hayes, Erdington kind of area where I grew up. There wasn't anything like that to my knowledge. And what got even stranger is the bowling green area that led on to the hedge maze was a very, very vivid place. There was in the dream there was like a road that went onto it, with houses along the side, and that was a real place. That I don't remember actually seeing this place until I was about 14 or 15 years later, at school, where a friend of mine lived in the houses across the road from the bowling green. Now, it's possible, this was only like 3 or 4 miles away from where I lived, it's possible that I passed that, and that's stuck in my memory in some way, but I still found that really odd, like years later, that was there in my mind. And I just think it's really weird, like recurring dreams, sort of like that stick in your mind. So yeah, that was It was a dream that popped up again in my mind last night. The guy in the biker leathers, which is a really weird one because that hasn't really been on my mind all that much for a long time. I think the last time I thought about it was I was thinking about I wanted something in a comic that I was working on. I needed a figure to represent a certain potential antagonist, and I was like, oh, that character from the recurring dream would be pretty good. So I drew from that. That was a while ago though, so it's quite weird that that popped up. So I don't know who here is a fan of dreams and dream theory and like dream analysis, but something to chew on. Anyway, I'm gonna go draw. That's what I do. If you listen, thanks for listening. I'm going to enjoy this strange tea that tells me that I'm supposed to feel new. I don't really feel new, but I feel like I'm enjoying some tea. Have a good day.